I am taking Mike exclusively for the next 2 weeks.
Excuse me?
I'm calling in my chit. Our wager, the Price Sisters, my triumph, does that ring a bell?
Can't have.
Oh, well, then I guess you'd rather that I announce to the entire office that the mighty Harvey Specter is a welcher.
I didn't welch. You passed on him.
Okay, please, I'm begging you, I need him.
Okay, tell you what, Louis. Just say out loud that I'm the best closer in New York, and you can have him.
Fine.
To Donna.
No.
Then we don't have a deal.
Come on. The Spinners? Really?
For your information, the Spinners were one of the defining pop bands of their time.
Oh, wow, sorry. Yeah, that's cool. Like the Jonas Brothers, or Hanson, or NSYNC, or Selena Gomez. Yeah.
Come here, Lippy. I want to show you something. Yeah? What? You got Bieber fever?
Why the sudden change of mind?
Does it matter?
You're punishing him, aren't you?
Yes.
So you're saying working for me is punishment?
As far as I'm concerned, this whole conversation is punishment.
Oh, here we go.
Duration?
One case.
Jurisdiction?
Exclusive.
What can I do to him?
What do you want to do to him?
Harvey,
Things.
that is not a legitimate answer.
Honor the boundaries of labor law?
I prefer the Geneva Convention.
Then we have a deal.
I think I need a sick day.
Have you heard of liquid water?
Yeah, sure. Liquid water. We put the IQ in liquid.
You see, we already know the client.
What did they do?
They didn't do anything. They're being accused of coming up with a deceptive slogan.
By Durham Foods.
Exactly. They have their own line of bottled water, which, by the way, tastes like a stagnant pond.
So how do we defend against their claim?
Who said anything about we, white men? My defense is puffery.
Oh, you gonna stick out your chest?
No, Mike, puffery is...
Big, bold, empty statement not meant to be taken as fact, therefore not subject to deceptive advertising litigation.
Touché. See, it's a solid case.
I agree. No one would actually believe that drinking liquid water would raise your IQ. It would be that stupid. Or other than people who actually drink liquid water.
You know what? Whatever. Just don't mention that last part in the deposition,
Yeah, okay. Wait, Louis? If we're claiming puffery, why do I need to waste all my time with these motions?
All right, let me explain something to you. We're at war. And in times of war, a private does not question his commanding officer. If I ask you to wipe out a village, you say how high. Which brings me to my next point. You report to me and me only. You don't talk about our business with anyone else. You're in by 7, you're out no sooner than 10. And here's the most important thing, no sex of any kind. Weakens legs, clouds your judgment. Got it?
I'm not sure I do.
Good.
Okay. Okay, haha, joke's on me.
Aren't you Lewis's boy?
Yes, I get it. No more fondling the vinyl.
Or besmirching the good name of the Spinners?
Yes, I totally deserve to be handed over to the poor man's Lex Luthor for that. Please, Harvey, you have to get me back.
Have to.
Will you? He thinks we're going to war.
He give you the burn down the village speech?
Yes. What is it with him? It's like the pony thing all over again. He's like the captain of mixed metaphors.
Motion to dismiss, motion to compel, motion to strike, motion to change venue. And we have another half dozen in the pipeline.
No, they're here.
Oh,
What is this? This was supposed to be a settlement conference.
no, we're not here to settle. We're proceeding to trial.
You want to take this case to trial?
Unless I can't hear the sound of my own voice, I believe that's what I just frickin' said.
We're the little guy. Your parent company is a behemoth. A jury's gonna hate you.
Well, thanks to your disgusting smears in the media, that might be true. Which is why we're also filing a countersuit for libel, slander, and anything else that might be appropriate in this case.
Tortious interference?
This is not good faith, Mr. Litt.
Sir, you have besmirched the good name of liquid water. And if you think that we're here for a settlement conference, well, let me just correct that one for you right now. We are not settling. We will not be settling. In fact, the only thing that's settling here is the sediment at the bottom of your putrid water. Get me? How long have you worked at Durham Foods?
22 years. I started right out of college.
That's dedication. I admire that. What's your current title?
Vice President of Market Research.
It says here 3 years ago you applied for senior vice president, but they gave the job to an Alan Stansby instead, a man who had been at the company far shorter than you.
Correct.
Well, how did that make you feel?
Yes or no questions. My client's not here to discuss feelings.
Okay, truthfully, you were hoping to be further up the corporate ladder by now, weren't you?
Maybe.
Okay. Thank you, Michael. And once again, recently you applied for a senior VP position and were turned down. Is that correct?
Yes.
You do know that management is going outside the company to fill the job, right?
Objection, lack of foundation.
You know what? I'm so sorry. That's off the record. That's just because of a headhunter friend of mine.
No, we object to that, too. I'm warning you, Mr. Litt.
I'm sorry. Statement withdrawn. You know, you can toe the party line, Kevin. But I know exactly what it's like to bust your ass every day at a company and be overlooked for a promotion time and time again. It just hurts. Just physically hurts. Right here. You give 110% every day. And for what? So they can just chip away at your dignity? You can be the loyal soldier today. Be the cannon fodder for your bosses. Or you can turn the guns on them right now, and you can just tell me the truth.
We're done here.
It's true.
Kevin.
Our product sucks.
No, objection.
You can't object to your own witness.
We're suing because we're losing market share.
Kevin.
There's nothing wrong with your ad campaign, and that's the truth.
Louis, that was awesome.
It was pretty spectacular,
His
wasn't it?
testimony is going to be amazing.
I got him to admit some pretty damning things, didn't I?
You know, we should subpoena the outside company that put together the focus groups.
Yes.
We should get all their records.
Like it.
And the names and addresses of all the people who took part.
They're protected in civil actions under the privacy statute of 74.
Ah, that was overturned by Chrysler v. Simtech.
Not if they've been compensated, as is this case right here.
We're going to win this thing.
If I can't win, I won't run.
What?
If I can't win, I won't run. That's Chariots of Fire. Come on, don't tell me you don't know that film. You know, like what you and Harvey do, the movie quotes.
I forgot. Well, it's been a long time since I saw it. You know, it's a great flick, though.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, so make sure the subpoenas are on my desk in the morning. Oh, Mike, make it the afternoon, because you've earned it.
I've just really enjoyed working with you, Louis.
You have?
Yeah, sure.
Well, I thought Harvey might have poisoned the well in regards to any relationship between the two of us.
Louis, can I be honest with you?
Yeah, I can keep it real.
As far as poisoning the well goes, Harvey didn't really have anything to do with it. That's pretty much all been you.
What are you talking about?
Among other things, you tried to sabotage my relationship with Jenny.
After you laughed at that video of me.
You stuck me in housing court.
Because you stole a client from me.
You tried to blackmail me with a fake drug test.
Yeah, but it didn't work. You defeated me.
So?
So, it's water under the bridge.
No, not water under the bridge. Louis, you can't do that to people and expect them to forget about it and move on. Don't you get that?
They should.
Would you?
Okay. Mike, I will take your thoughts on my behavior under advisement. Do you think that I don't know that there's a power struggle going on between Jessica and Hardman? Harvey, look. I admit I haven't always been, well-behaved. But I can help you on this. You just gotta trust me.
Louis, go away.
That was harsh. You kidding me?
He came hat in hand, Harvey.
Have you met him? This guy gets one whiff of what we've been hiding from Hardman. I guarantee you it's his office he's in, not ours.
I know, we can't trust him. Still, you should have seen him in this deposition. I mean, all he wants is to be you.
Isn't that what everybody wants?
I'm serious, Harvey.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's just pathetic.
Looking good, Louis. You're supposed to say feeling good, Billy Ray. You know, trading places, movie quotes. That's what we do.
You want something?
Well, I just heard that you ran with my idea about buying out Durham Foods, and Hardman told me you gave me the credit, so Team Litt Ross.
I told them because I don't like to owe anyone anything. You covered for me with them earlier, so I threw you a bone. Now we're even.
Where's this coming from?
I'll tell you where it's coming from. You were right. Actions have impact. So, you want to remember the marijuana and tennis thing? Well, I'm going to remember things too. Well,
This is the best steak I've ever had in my life.
that is the best steak you will ever have in your life.
As much as I appreciate for once not having to eat my lunch from a hot dog stand, What are we doing here?
Can a man just take out another man in the middle of the day for some steak and some wine and some cheesecake that's gonna knock your socks off?
Some men could, but I think you and I both know that you are not one of those men.
True that. Want some more wine?
Don't mind if I do.
You gotta try this cheesecake.
Oh, no, Louis, I'm not.
You know what I mean? Right? What do you think of that?
Hey, Louis, how's the steak?
Heaven.
How about you? Best steak you ever had?
Best steak I will ever have.
You taught him well. What are you guys, brothers? Oh, I'm just kidding. Louis here's got a lovely sister, Esther, 2 wonderful parents. Who the hell are you?
I am Mike Ross. Louis and I work together.
I want him to know who he was working for.
Oh,
And I would like you to know who's working for you. Because Mike here, he's the best steak you'll ever have.
you want to know what you're working for? Tina, Gina, Adrian. They've been here 50 years between them. They are my family. That's what you're working for.
I understand. I do not understand.
Eminent domain.
Shit.
Final hearing's Tuesday. If we don't win, this place becomes a shopping center.
Then this place becomes a shopping center because nobody wins eminent domain cases.
But what if we did, Mike?
Then he'd get to keep his restaurant.
He would get to keep his dream. And I would get to keep my dream.
And what is that?
To rewrite the law. And the way to do that is to win an unwinnable case.
What do you need me to do?
Hey,
Hey,
how's it going with Louis?
you know, it's actually not bad. But the truth is, I would rather be...
No.
What? Come on, it's the middle of the night.
Louis could be back at any minute.
I can be fast.
I know.
That was a one-time thing.
Enough.
But okay. Yeah, you're probably right. The last person we want casting us is Louis.
Did it ever occur to you that he's trying to recruit you?
Can we just, for once, assume that Louis doesn't have an ulterior motive?
I got us some refreshments.
I will leave you two to your work.
So?
Yeah. Louis, it's the middle of the night. Where did you get all this?
I'm the new quartermaster, remember?
Okay. Here, check this out.
Whoa, no one's thought to come at it this way. Mike, this is outstanding.
I actually got the idea from a movie.
Moneyball.
I thought you hated sports.
Moneyball isn't about sports.
It's about math.
Exactly.
One problem. It's outside the scope.
What if it weren't?
What if I could fly?
Well, I can't help you with that, but if we want to get it in the scope, we just have to get the other side to put it there for us. First time I ever had steak was at Peter's. I mean, I had steak before, but I never had steak before. But that's not why I'm here today. You see, halfway through the meal, Peter came over to my table and he asked how I'd liked it. He wanted to know because he cared. He cared about me. I don't make friends very easily, but the second I set foot in Peter's steakhouse, I had made a friend for life. And that is how Peter treats every single person who walks through his door. So I don't care what they say. Your Honor, this is not a public benefit.
Your Honor, I'm touched. It makes me want to run right over there and get a steak. But as for the Supreme Court decision in Kelo, public benefit is determined on a quantitative, not qualitative basis.
Well, I'm glad you brought up Kelo because we happen to have some quantitative evidence right here.
Kelo was decided in 2005.
8 years later, and still nothing has been built on this land.
No jobs created, no taxes collected, no money made.
Zero quantitative benefit. Just because they say it will be better doesn't mean it actually will be.
Even if it were true, we have every right to do it. The state determines benefit, not the court. And until such time as the law is changed, you have no authority to affect the state's determination.
Your Honor, you can establish authority today.
There's no basis for that. You have no choice but to uphold the established practice of eminent domain.
I'm afraid opposing counsel is right. Demolition begins next week.
I just remembered something about Moneyball. The A's never actually won the World Series. Sorry, Louis.
Now's not the time to be sorry.
What is it the time for?
Get in.
No, I think I'm good.
Mike, there's nothing to be afraid of. It's just good, clean mud.
That doesn't make any sense.
Is this about the fact that I'm in the nude?
Please don't harp on that.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I know how the younger generation gets hung up in that stuff. But you don't have to worry because you have your own self-contained unit.
Okay, if I get in, will you stop saying words?
You know, if you're going with boxers, you're not going to have them later. You're going to have to go smokeless.
I know why you picked me for this case.
I wouldn't have picked you if you didn't.
If you wanted me to be your associate, why didn't you just ask?
You would have said no.
Louis, come on.
No, Mike. I know what people think of me. I know what you think of me. I knew you'd remember all the bad things about working with me. I just wanted to remind you some of the good ones.
I remember all the good ones. But I also remember after those things, you going back to being the same Louis I met the first day of work. The Louis who fired someone right in front of my face for the sole purpose of teaching me to be afraid.
You're right. But I remember you once said that my actions matter and that it's not water under the bridge. You've changed me. You make me want to be a better man.
Wait, are you saying I complete you? You have seen Jerry Maguire.
No, I'm quoting my cinema hero, the character of Melvin Udall, expertly portrayed by Jack Nicholson in As Good as It Gets.
Ah, never saw it.
Oh, well, then you're lucky.
Well, why is that?
Because you could still see it for the first time.
The first time?
Yeah.
That's it, the first time.
What?
The judge. You were making your argument about the first time. He wanted to rule in our favor, but he couldn't.
I know. That's why we need him to rewrite the law.
No, we don't. Because there's already a provision in the law that works for us. It's in section...
No. First of all, I cannot mix work with mudding, okay? Let's hit the showers. I can't wait to stick it to opposing counsel. We won.
We did.
We did. I just want to say one thing. You know, if Harvey had the power to become Mariano Rivera, he would. Because Harvey doesn't love the law. It's just his vehicle for forcing his will on his opponents, for winning. But you see, Mike, that's not how I feel about the law. I love the law. And I never trade it for anything.
I love it too. I also like winning.
I know. You know what I think? I think you're half Harvey and you're half me. You've had your time with him. Now have your time with me.
You make me want to be a better man.
You watched it.
Loved it.
Well, you had me at hello.
You watched Jerry Maguire?
Jerry, did you know the human head weighed 8 pounds?
These are the ABCs of me, baby!
Show me the money!
Ah.
You know what, normally I wouldn't want to jinx anything, but I got us something.
Okay.
It's the perfect way to consummate a relationship, so just wait right here, it's in the kitchen.
Sure.
I can't let you do this.
Let me?
Don't do this.
I already said yes. I can't go back on my word.
You're not going back on your word. You're going back where you belong.
I am. I am sorry.
I know. Look, why don't you take tonight off and go out with your girlfriend?
Thanks, Harvey.
No, we're going up top.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but if you come in late tomorrow, you're fired.
We'll see.
What is it?
Dominic Barone called. He wants to come in for a meeting. Now, I know he called me.
Excellent. Pick a time.
But you're not mad that he called me instead of you?
Why would I be mad?
Am I in the right office?
Mike, you're thinking of the old Louis. The new Louis is not petty, and he definitely does not get upset about things like who called who.
And may I ask where the new Louis came from?
From inside. I took a look at the man in the mirror and I decided it was time to make a change.
Well, I'm glad you did. And I don't know what Dominic wants, but whatever it is, I'm looking forward to working with you on it.
Did you just hear that?
Yes.
Then you know once Mike and Dominic agree to a time, you need to reschedule it.
Louis.
Dominic needs to learn that I am the man in charge.
But you're not the man in charge because Harvey gave you and Mike McKernan Motors to share.
But Dominic doesn't know that. And Mike and I gave him a card at the same time. And Mike says associate, and mine says Pearson Specter Litt. And I crossed out the Pearson Specter like I always do.
Louis, did you not hear what Jessica said about stopping all the pettiness?
Yeah, that was about Jack Soloff.
No, it was about pettiness.
Donna, I'm sorry, but I only have a certain amount of non-pettiness in me. And the real Louis Litt needs to come out somewhere.
Okay, Louis, you want Dominic to think you're the man? Then you need to stop worrying about who he called and start worrying about what he needs. Which is for you to be a great lawyer.
What's going on? You guys starting the meeting without me?
No, Dominic just got here early, but the headline is he wants us to close a handshake deal to buy Range Tech within the next 2 weeks, and I was about to tell him that we could.
Well, I'm sorry, but we can't.
What do you mean you can't?
I mean, there is no way that we can close a deal like this in 2 weeks without skipping due diligence.
No, Louis, he's known the CEO for 30 years, so we don't have to skip it, but we can do a streamlined version.
Okay, well then we might as well not do it at all.
We don't get it done in that time. I can lose this deal. They put a clock on it.
And why would they do that? I'll tell you why. Because they know you won't pay attention to whatever it is that they're trying to slide by you.
Slide something by me? This is my friend. We have a handshake deal.
A handshake deal doesn't mean shit.
Louis.
It's okay, Mike. Obviously, Louis doesn't get me. Because to me, a handshake deal means everything. So you do whatever due diligence you can in the next week, because if you mess up my deal, I'll be looking for a new law firm.
Man, I should have known.
Did you know what?
That you were full of shit when you said Dominic calling me to set up that meeting didn't bother you.
I don't care who he called. I did what I did in there because the client comes first.
Bullshit, you antagonized me and then Dominic.
Oh, what meeting were you in? I wasn't antagonizing him, I was protecting him.
Oh, really? By shitting all over his idea and then pissing him off?
I don't care if we pissed him off. He doesn't need a friend. What he needs is for us to be great lawyers.
Louis, you have a history of getting bent out of shape over hierarchy, so don't tell me that has nothing to do with this.
Okay, fine, Mike. You know what? You're right. I did get bent out of shape. Did. But then I got over it because, as I said, the client comes first.
You really expect me to believe that?
Mike, a few years ago, Dominic spent 90% of his time under the hood. He is rushing into this because he feels it's his only chance, and you know it. You think Harvey would sign off on this without due diligence?
And let me guess, you expect me to do all the work?
No. You take half, I take half. We do the work together.
Louis, I need to talk to you.
Yeah, I was just on my way to see you.
About the pending EPA investigation? Shit. I thought you'd be gloating. You're the one who wanted this.
I didn't want this. I feared this. If Dominic buys Range Tech, he's in huge trouble. And if we tell him that without having a solution, he'll fire us.
That's the thing. I have a solution. I found a company that has a battery division that we can buy. Now we just have to approach them.
No,
and...
did you not just hear what I said? We cannot jeopardize his deal.
We won't be jeopardizing it if we can get them to sign a non-disclosure agreement.
And the only way we'll be able to get them to do that is if they're our client.
Well, then it's a good thing they are.
You found one of our own clients. You're a genius.
Yeah, there's only one problem. They're Jack Soloff's client.
Forget it. We need to find another company.
There is no other company.
Mike, there is no way that Soloff will work with us on this. He hates me.
Then we have to find a way to make him unhate you, because I'm telling you, this deal is good for Jack and it is good for us. There has to be a way.
Well, then you talk to him.
Are you saying you want me to negotiate with Soloff on my own?
I'm saying we're a team, and there's a better chance of Soloff saying yes to you than to me.
It's not gonna work.
He said no.
He said he wants 100% of the deal.
Piece of shit.
I know. So, I don't know. We're gonna have to think of something else.
Give it to him.
What?
I said give it to him.
Louis, hey, I know we're under the gun with this Dominic thing, but I really don't think it's a good idea to let him push you around like that.
I'm not letting him push me around. I'm listening to my leader.
What are you talking about?
Remember when you asked me where the new Louis was coming from, and I told you from me? It wasn't from me. It was from Jessica. She asked me to stop the pettiness once and for all, and if I can't do that now, I'll never be able to do it.
Okay, then I guess all we have to do is figure out a way to sell the idea to Tanaka.
No, trust me. If I can do this, I definitely can do that.
Louis, what the hell have you done?
What? You're setting up for our meeting with Tanaka.
Are you kidding me? This isn't gung-ho, Louis. They're gonna take one look at you. They're gonna run out the door.
No, they're not. Mike, Tanaka's a Japanese company steeped in tradition.
I don't care what you think they are. This is offensive.
There's absolutely nothing offensive about showing respect for another culture.
And what do you know about their culture?
Mike, trust me. When I was in junior high, we had an exchange student stay with us. Suki.
Here we go.
And she was far from home and proud of her culture. And she set up everything in this room to make herself feel comfortable, right down to giving my father this very kimono and laying out a map of her hometown.
Louis, I want you to listen to me. They're going to be here in 45 minutes. And if you are still dressed like that and this room still looks like this, Dominic is going to fire us.
We're not going to be here in 45 minutes because they're here right now. Mr. Tanaka-san.
Who did this?
I did.
That is a map of Shikoku. My family is from there.
I know.
How?
Because we do our homework, sir. Just like we did our homework on this deal.
I think we're going to get along very nicely.
Please. What are you doing? Get the tea.
Get the tea, okay?
Range Tech called me after they heard that I was negotiating with another company. Problem is, I wasn't negotiating with another company. My lawyers were, without my consent.
Okay, calm down, Dominic. There was a problem with Range Tech.
I told you that I didn't want there to be any problems.
Well, if you'd bought them, their problems were going to become your problems. But just calm down and take a second because we brought you a solution.
Which is what?
Mike, don't call Dominic. Tanaka pulled out.
Pulled out of what? Doesn't matter. You're both fired.
It's one thing for you to have your feud with me, but you just cost your firm a huge piece of business.
Let me explain to you what I already told him. This isn't about business, it's about getting even.
This is a draft of a class action lawsuit headed Range Tech's way the second the EPA's report comes out. That's the same report that your friend kept buried.
And if you'd bought them, that suit would have been headed your way. So yes, we blew up the deal, but that man was never your friend.
You lied to me. And worse than that, you didn't respect me.
I am sorry. I shouldn't have antagonized you.
And I shouldn't have said that rushing through this deal without doing due diligence was feasible.
You see, the bottom line is that we were both right when we tried to do this deal with Tanaka.
And now that we got nothing to hide from you, there is nothing to stop us from finding you someone else.
So instead of standing here kissing my ass, why don't you get to work doing that?
You get fired by McKernan Motors and you didn't tell me and you didn't tell Harvey?
Wait, Jessica.
God damn it.
We didn't tell anyone because we were fired for less than a day and then we fixed it.
Oh, you fixed it.
Yes, it was all a misunderstanding. Now Dominic's back on board.
I don't give a shit that Dominic is back on board, and neither does Fletcher Engines.
Fletcher Engines?
That's right. In the less than a day that you were fired by McKernan, Jack Soloff signed Fletcher as a client. And now I have to let McKernan go.
That son of a bitch.
Jessica, he set this whole thing up.
Oh, and I'm sure you did nothing to antagonize him.
I did do nothing. I swear. I wasn't petty. I trusted him. Then he used that trust to stab us in the back.
Jessica, you have no idea. Lewis has never been more right in his life.
You can't dump McKernan. It'll kill Harvey.
Well, we can't goddamn represent them now, and you know it.
We can if you tell Jackie he has to drop Fletcher.
Do you realize the position you're putting me in? Fletcher is worth 3 times what McKernan is.
I'm sorry you're in this position right now. But for once, I'm not the one who put you in it. Jack Soloff is.
Fletcher Engines by morning. If you don't, I will.
By morning it is.
And by afternoon, the entire firm's gonna know that you chose a mid-sized client over Fletcher because Harvey Specter has an attachment to them. And you have an attachment to him.
I admire people who challenge me, Jack. But there's a limit to that. And you are on the very edge. So let me be clear. This is your last chance to work with me. Take it, and you have a future. Don't, and you can go ask Daniel Hardman for a job. Because we both know that's how you got the idea for Fletcher Engines in the first place.